What's the vibes, y'all? It's your boy DJ Muda, and this is the Connected Podcast where we connect you with all the hottest shit in the culture.
Yes,
some of the hottest rappers, some of the hottest artists, some of the hottest everything with the hottest hosts. Hello, that's me. I know y'all ain't seen me in a while. Life been lifing, but we back to it. And I got a special guest in the building.
Hello.
He might look familiar. He might not, because bro looks a little different from when we used to see him on the regular, right?
Come on now.
We got my boy K3 for the record in the
K3
building.
for the motherfucking record in this motherfucking bitch. K3 for the record in the fee off baseline in G with my nigga Muda making moves with my nigga Muda. You already know what time it is, man. We in the building.
You wouldn't be in the building if you wasn't making no moves, you know?
Come on now. How long what to do, baby?
How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling copacetic, man. Got that good workout in.
Yeah.
You got yours in, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is looking better than ever these days.
Hey, listen, man. I try to tell people, like, the gym is just more than just, you know, a lifestyle change. It really changed everything around your life. You feel me? When I say that, I mean, you're not just going to change, like, physically. Like, you feel me? The gym really changed you mentally. You feel me? Like, it makes you focus on other shit that you got going on. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like anybody I know that's in the gym on the regular is, like, glowing in a different type of light. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, on that note, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, like you mentioned, you in the gym, you working out. Yeah. You totally changed from what people, you know, are used to, right?
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's like a whole 360, right? From like the dreads.
Yup.
That was like your signature was the dreads and the chip tooth.
The dreads and the chip
and
tooth.
then you know
the chip fixed.
And you was a little heavyweight. You feel me? A little
heavier set weight. Cut the dreads off. Pretty much a whole transformation.
Okay.
You feel me?
So let's dive into that. Like, you feel me? I know everybody who goes through these changes in life, they have their reasonings. You feel me? So let's talk about, like, what made you want to dive into, you know, the transition from like the old K3 to the new one. You know what I'm saying? To the new one now, who I am today. Walk us through it. Like, what made the transition? What made you want to transition, and how is the transition going so far?
Right. Transition right now, the transformation is going immaculate.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
It's phenomenal on all different type of levels. You feel me?
Okay.
A nigga tranquility, mentally, spiritually, I'm more grounded. You feel me? I have a closer relationship with God, because why I sacrificed a lot of things from the past. You feel me? Put a lot of the vices down. And like I said, physically, mentally, spiritually, my mental is a lot more elevated and more structured and more balance. You feel me?
That's awesome.
As far as my ideas and creativity is concerned, so it's going well.
I love that.
First and foremost, a lot of people will be scared for that. You feel me? Scared to make that change and shit, and really dive into, hey, let me try to channel the best version of myself.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
I'm one of those people where I had a fear of it initially. You know what I mean?
Right.
I initially had a fear. How would people perceive me getting on my shit? How would people perceive me changing the original
Because they just
identity?
so used to, and I say this respectfully, but like the wildness, you know what I'm saying? Like
say that shit, rambunctious,
you know,
you feel me?
Just like off the edge, you feel me? Like just unpredictable, like you know what I'm saying?
Unpredictable, exactly.
You feel what I'm saying?
Hell
so like, let's dive into, like, before, of course, we're gonna talk about music. We're gonna talk about all the other shit. But like, let's kind of like home in and focus on the transition.
Okay.
So like, where was like the genesis of it? Like, you get what I'm saying? I know everybody.
Absolutely.
Some people go to jail. Some people lose a relative. Some people just wake up. Some people go to church. So it's all different situations and reasons behind a transition period, right?
Absolutely.
So what was K3's? What happened?
Well, initially, I'm gonna say this journey started for me at the beginning of the year.
Of this year.
Yep,
so we'll say about 5 months ago.
We'll say about 5 months ago.
Okay.
This is what happened. I'm gonna be all the way transparent. This year, I'm being vulnerable. I'm being transparent about my whole situation as a whole.
Okay.
Like I said, at the beginning of this year, I lost my grandfather that has the same name as me.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know why I go by K3. I go by K3 because my name is King, and I'm the third king.
Okay.
So it's my pop, and then it's my grandfather over me, the overseer, the pillar of my whole entire family that structured me to being a person that I am today.
Okay.
For me, he passed, and we had his funeral on the 9th.
Of January.
Okay. Yeah. So around that time, you know, I'm preparing mentally for this new transition, because it's like almost having a shepherd, you know, venture off into another lane.
Okay.
All the sheep that's following him, sheep, I'm referring to my family, my uncles, aunties, cousins.
He was the head of the.
He was the head of the household, bro. Head of the family. You feel me? Just you feel me? Just a stand-up dude. Changed the generational curses that was going on in his generation,
okay,
and then laid out treasures for us,
okay,
following that.
Is this from your mother's side or your father's side?
This is my father's side.
Okay, okay.
So
you did mention that.
Dad.
Okay.
It's
Right,
my
right,
dad.
right. You did mention that.
So he passed in December, and it hit home, and it's one of those things to where he was on hospice, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was on hospice for a good duration of time, and I caretake for him with my grandfather.
Okay.
So that means everything that anybody in the medical field, they know what you have to do, all the way to a T, make sure that they taken care of. Right. I did that for him, so I took it real personal. You know what I'm saying? When he did pass, and it affected me and had me off balanced. Off balance,
and
energy-wise.
I love that you use the word unbalanced, because people don't understand. Like, I'm a Libra, right? And for a very long time, I didn't understand the sign. And the sign is a scale. Yeah. Right? And another fellow Libra had told me, like, you got to understand, Muda, our sign is a scale. And if things aren't balanced, it's not going to be right. You know what I'm saying? And for a long time, I didn't understand that. And now at this age, I'm like, that's why I crash out sometimes. That's why I be tripping. That's why I be on edge sometimes, because things aren't balanced. They unbalanced.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? So I definitely understand the unbalancedness of what you mean.
Absolutely, bro. That's and you can feel it, like on your day-to-day routine, your decision making.
For sure.
Isn't controlled.
Yeah, it's fogged.
It's fogged. Your vision,
it's cloudy.
Everything as a whole, man, it gets fucked up. And that's where I was at, bro. I abused alcohol. You feel me? I was smoking nonstop.
This is before or after the death?
This is before the death.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. A lot of that stuff that people were seeing during that time, like, that's me. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. That's a part of me. Yeah. That's something that I can never really necessarily, I can't kill that version of me. Yeah. What I can do is I can tame them, though. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I can really tame that beast and get control and say, okay, now I'm doing all this, but am I really loving myself, though?
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
So I'm curious to know, right? Because with everything you said with your grandfather, rest in peace, you know, because I understand how it feels, because my father passed away. So, like, you feel me? My dad was pretty much what your grandfather was for your family.
Bingo.
But for mine, and on extended family too, like his brothers and sisters, my aunties and uncles, my cousins, he was like the head of everybody, right? You know, so I definitely understand.
Yep.
But I'm curious to know, like, what made you like tame the beast then? Because typically, normally, when things like that happen to other people, they're opposite, right? They go from like chill, clean cut, regular to like unhinged now. Like, you feel me? I lost the person that was the closest in my life. I just don't know how to navigate life no more. Now I'm doing everything.
Yeah,
right?
I'm fucking up. People choose to start gangbanging out of nowhere. You feel me? When they lose specific relatives, people dive into addiction.
Exactly.
The thing about me, the thing that made me want to do something different is because I was already in that life. And I know if I channeled that energy and I started actually using that as fuel to go harder in what I was doing. Yeah. You feel me? As far as my street activity is concerned and things I was doing that was harmful to myself. If I'd have chose to do that, I would have pretty much been not been here anymore. You feel me? I'd have been dead or in jail pretty much doing that, because I was already making some fucked up decisions. You know what I'm saying? Right. Along the way already as it is. And then, you know what I'm saying? I have a daughter too. You know what I'm saying? I'm a father. So it's kind of like
laying that example
down. It's like, you know, I'm dealing with things emotionally. It's my job to get myself together as a man and lead the way. Right. Another reason why I didn't dive into that reason is because if he led and he created an inspiration for me, right, to change the generational curses that's going on in today's society with my, you know, my relatives and people of my time right now that's going on. If he paved the way, you feel me? What if somebody doesn't pave the way, what's going to happen to this, you know what I'm saying?
And literally everything he did was in vain.
Yeah, it was in vain pretty much. Like, and
it was pointless. It was, the work he put in was literally getting pushed to the wayside now because nobody else is picking up that or taking the torch.
Yeah, taking the torch. Yeah, exactly. So I wanted to grab that baton, and then job not done yet, but where I'm at with the road that I'm on right now, we get in there. You feel me? And I refuse to let his name die in vain. His name die in vain is my name dying in vain.
Yeah, facts.
You feel me? So I just chose to just try to see if I was capable of doing it and owing that to myself by getting that done.
So when you decided to home in, right, and say, okay, we're doing a life-changing, we're changing our life, right? I'm talking about K3 talking to himself. When did you, like, what were the things that you said to yourself, like, okay, I'm gonna start doing this. I'm curious to know.
Okay, so when it happened, I went to the hospital initially. Okay. Because I pretty much damn near drunk myself into a coma. Okay. I had something that a medical condition called pancreatitis. Okay. Okay. Now the pancreatitis, that's when you have an inflamed pancreas.
Pancreas, right.
Right.
My father actually passed away from pancreatic cancer. So
that is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Yeah. I didn't know that. I never asked you that. But that's the similar pain. I don't know if he felt pain.
I'm not he definitely did. Yeah, for sure.
But that pain right there, they compare that to a woman giving birth and being in labor. That's what they compare the pancreatic pain to. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And it's right here up under this rib cage, right? And so I could, you feel me? I'm taking bits to the neck. You feel me? Hen dog.
And this was already after Grandpa passed.
This was before he passed.
Or during his
I already was in my mode. You feel me? I'm already getting it going.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm late every day.
He was already sick though, so this is you.
He was already sick, on hospice. So basically, the nurses came to the house and said, "Hey, he probably got a good 6, 7, 8 months to live." Right. You feel me? Okay. This is what I heard. I didn't even know it at the time while I was caretaker. I found all this out. You feel me? When everything came to pass. Okay. But I was already getting lit and shit like that. So I'm like, when is it gonna come to an end to me making these decisions, going back and forth to jail? You feel me? Just pretty much setting up my demise. You feel me? Right. When is it going to end? Right. And it just so happened, I had already had this happen before. It just so happened the same day that my grandfather's celebration was really a celebration of his life. You feel me? But during his service, I felt the same pain came on that I felt prior to
the pancreatic pain.
The pancreatic pain. Yeah. And I told my sister, I went down there with my sister and I told her, I said, look, I'm going to the hospital today. And when I go to the hospital, don't worry about me. You feel me? Don't be in there crying, weeping. It was like almost like God told me right there at that moment, right? Like, you're gonna go to the hospital. We're gonna get you back right, but you're not gonna revisit this repeatedly like you've done in the past. Right. And anybody that know me, that's watching this, that know the personal side of me, they know that I didn't struggle with that. You feel me? My entire life. So to be open to be able to speak on it on broadcast is way different than me just holding up a drink. On a story post, you feel me? So I let all that go. I went to the hospital. I was in the hospital for about a week and a half, and then after that,
stayed in the hospital, admitted you,
right? Because the enzymes in the pancreas, the enzymes had to slowly decrease in numbers. When they increase, that's because that's all that sugar from the alcohol scarring.
So that's funny that it's not funny, but it's funny that you do say this because like that was the main reason I quit drinking soda, right? Because I can go like I would even my pops, we both love Coca-Cola, right? So like I could drink like 3-4 Cokes a week, and eventually once I start breathing in, I feel it right in here.
You feel a little pain up under your
lot of pain, nigga. Yeah. A lot of pain. Like first the pain that start after maybe like the 3rd Coke. But by maybe the 5th or 6th Coca-Cola, that week though, not a day, you know what I'm saying? Like within days.
Hell yeah.
Now I'm feeling it.
You heard of them stones?
Yeah, like kidney stones and shit.
Stones.
Yeah, kidney stones.
My mom had that because she used to be drinking
a lot of soda.
Nonstop. Yeah. So I didn't, you know what I'm
saying?
Then
it makes sense because when you say enzymes have to like leave because like I would know that about the soda, right? So I'll go like 2 weeks without drinking soda at all.
Yeah, yeah.
And then no more pain. So I'm like, you know what, nigga, fuck soda.
Oh God.
You feel me?
God.
Like, and I ain't had
all the way out
that pain since I quit at all. Like,
how long has it been since you ain't
that I quit cold? I mean, that I quit soda because I would always quit, come back, quit. But I would say 5 months, January, because I always fast in January. You feel me? 21 days. Yeah. And in those 21 days, I always typically fast something that I don't go back to.
Okay.
So soda this year it was soda.
This year it was soda.
So I haven't even been tempted to drink that motherfucker though. You feel me? Like, and I was like a Coca-Cola, Mountain Dew cold red type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like really just drinking, go to the gas station, go grab me a little.
Hey, it's something in them sodas, right? That I heard when you drink them motherfuckers, that is parasites that begin forming in your stomach, and that's why you got the taste for it. You feel me? You ever like, I can taste a real cold Coca-Cola right now.
I could go for a Coke right now.
That's because it's already that. You feel me? That shit is in your body. You feel me? The parasites is just calling.
Yeah, fact. They want they fix.
Yeah, you feel me? They want they fix.
And I definitely have like understand my body more and realizing like what I should and what I shouldn't deal with.
Hell yeah, this nigga Moody done came a long way. This nigga done got swole on niggas. I don't know if anybody know him from way back in the day. I remember a real fragile, like, you know what I'm saying, skinnier Muda.
Yeah, facts.
Stop acting like y'all don't see that shit, man. This nigga done went crazy, you feel me? I already ran into my boy in the gym. Nigga didn't even recognize me. I didn't recognize him. Yeah. You feel me? It's like the 100 man versus 1 gorilla challenge. You know what I'm talking about?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? In the gym doing it big. So I'll give you your flowers for that too.
I appreciate you, brother. And even after after our conversations in the gym, and then obviously now we are with each other on the regular. Right, but like those initial conversations, I'm like, damn, you really like did a 360. And I'm all about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like, again, I understand the life we live. We're gonna do things that aren't the best.
Bingo.
But then there's some niggas that were like wild, like, you know, like a wild card, I would say. And you were a wild card, right?
Wild card for sure.
So like even like hearing the things we talk about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like how you make CMOS now. We're going to dive into that. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. I'm like, damn, this nigga, is this the same nigga that fell through a glass car tripping or in the 7-Eleven jumping on the cash register doing the most?
Through the windshield, jumping on the counter. Like, man,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I had to, like, you know, we got to sit down and talk about this, because there's probably a lot of people like you battling themselves.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Bingo.
Not battling nobody else. It's not the worldly shit. It's not things of the world, which it is kind of things of the world, right? But really, you're battling the person in the mirror.
Hell yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And I knew I was battling that motherfucker.
Yeah. And for years, he was whooping your feet.
Oh, that nigga was squabbling me down.
Yeah. So
you know what I'm
saying? It sucks, but it's dope that things had to happen for you to realize that. You get what I'm saying? Like,
bingo. Yeah, you know? It is. It's all like, it's not what happens. It's what you choose to do after those things happen, how you choose to react. Because I could, like you said, I could have just started getting even more fucked up. I could have crashed out. And I'm not perfect either. You feel me? In the process. It's just these small decisions that I made, right? Some people was looking like, okay, K3, this is a good look on you. You feel me? This is a good look that you got your body together. This is a good look that you got your grill fixed. You feel me? You not walking around. Nigga, I walked around with that chipped tooth nigga with very, very much 110% pride.
Yeah, no, that was your look. That was like your aesthetic.
Right. And in high school, motherfuckers used to give me the best smile award. And then when I got that my tooth chip, motherfuckers started looking at me like, you feel me? Oh, you know what I'm saying? You know, he lost it.
The look you had was the look of somebody that was doing the shit you was doing.
A mass murderer.
You had that aesthetic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You say I was mass murderer.
So I didn't say it, you said it. But you had a look of a nigga like, okay, like, you know, you out in the public, right? I mean, we all men, you know, alpha men, right?
Okay.
But there's times where you could be in a place where somebody walk in, you be like, oh yeah, you know he on. You know what I'm saying? You know what he on. Like, you feel me? Just bullshit. From the look.
Let's not.
He might not be on bullshit, or he might be on bullshit, but you could tell he potentially can be on some shit. You feel me?
Bingo.
But then there's some people who walk in like, oh no, they chill. They might not look like they're a bitch, but they look like they not on that type of time, right?
Yeah.
You look like a nigga who was like, this nigga probably might trip.
Yeah, on God.
You was like the definition of a YN. I mean, I know you're past the YN stage of your life now, but like, you was definitely like a YN. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I was, bro. I was doing everything, bro. Anything you can pretty much, you know what I'm talking about? I was doing the damn thing. You feel me? As far as like wilding out. And I felt like I started glorifying it. And then it came to a point, right? I could be doing that. Anybody can do that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can crash out.
Yeah, that's easy.
That's the fucking easiest thing in the world for you to do is go get loaded and go tell somebody something. You know what I'm saying? That's going to harm them or do something to somebody based off that liquor curse, or you feel me? You playing around doing it. Anybody can do that. That's the easy route out. It's hard to stay on the straight and narrow. You feel me? And I'm just like, at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, if I didn't got here with fucking up, where could I get to
not fucking up?
Bingo.
Being on the straight and narrow.
So that's the whole motivation.
And how's it been in the 5 months? And I'm talking about realistically, like the journey. Like, I know the average or the, you know, for the camera, you be like, oh no, it's great. You know what I'm saying? But I want the truth. Like, how has the journey been in the 5 months? You feel me? Like,
man, that shit is hard, bro. It's hard. It's not easy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that. It's not easy. You know, man, everybody need to get up on a certain tempo like this, because those friends you think you got that surround you, that's encouraging you to go out and, you feel me, get tipsy off your ass, encouraging you to wild out, encouraging you to, you feel me, cuss out your girl, encouraging you to do anything contrary to your goals.
Yeah.
Them people right there is the people you don't need around you, that's holding you back from your higher self.
Right.
So this journey has been not only just hard, but I'm gonna tell you, Muda, this shit been lonely. Yeah, this is a lonely road that I'm on. It's a road that I've never been on and I can't go down with anybody else. I have to go down this road by myself. It's one admission ticket at the gates of walking down this road. Like,
so it's a one-way road.
It's a one-way road.
You can't maneuver. You gotta get through that motherfucker. And it's a one-way that's rocky. Some of it ain't paved. Some of this shit gonna go like this. Some of this shit gonna be bumpy.
Bingo.
You get what I'm saying?
Nah, in a real way.
And that's why a lot of people don't understand. Like, damn, what do you like? I know you be outside. You got a lot of homies and shit, but like for the most part, I'm in the crib. Yeah, you know, I'm in the gym. I'm in the crib. I'm doing my own thing just because like a lot of things worldly can change up your whole outlook on a lot of things that you've already been focused on. You feel me? The littlest thing, a person can do it. You know what I'm saying? This is what they say. The devil comes to you as a human in human form.
Yeah, you do.
You feel me?
Like a motherfucker.
To really like get you out of your own play or the situation or fuck up your own program. You feel me? Like, so that's why I always say it's the person in the mirror. It's always gonna be K3 versus K3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's always Muda versus Muda. It can't be nobody else because again, then the focus gonna go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
You start attracting. A lot of motherfuckers be looking on Instagram, right? They be looking at Instagram, they be seeing these badass bras out here, right?
Yeah.
I look at her as regular.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about it.
She regular.
Yeah.
She dressed up.
She got her costume on.
She got her costume on. She's a shiny rock. She glitters on the outside. But inside, ain't nothing but cement.
Hard as a rock.
Hard as a rock. And that bitch cold. But this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A lot of people rather have a woman, right, that's gonna look the part and be arm candy when they step into the building and for points. You know what I'm saying? Having the baddest bra. Is that bra really bad?
So do you think, with you saying that, do you think like a lot of females had an influence on you, at least the old you? Is that why you brought that up?
Influence?
Yeah, of why you kind of like wilding, where you think maybe you was putting up a persona for them, you was maybe showing out.
No, because them hoes should have never, they should have told me I was overweight.
You was tripping. Okay,
they should have told me I was overweight. Yeah. They should have told me.
But the thing is,
but y'all just fucking with a nigga. I respect it. Though,
people probably did tell you. You probably didn't even register in your brain because that's what we weren't looking for that.
I talked to a nigga about that today. I said, why didn't nobody tell me that I was doing this, that, and the third? Yeah. Hell no. But you know what? When you have a personality though like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's golden. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I think that shines over it.
I'm curious to know then what you saying that. Because K3 for the record, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because again, the new K3, this transition to K3.
New and improved version.
Yeah, right. It's not really like as public as, like I know because I see you every day, but like it's not as public as like the old popular Wildin' Out K3, right? So
it's not.
It's not yet, obviously. Of course, you ain't rolled out. You ain't did your full rollout of the new and improved K3, right?
Absolutely.
But I'm curious to know, like, do you think that the notoriety, the fame, the numbers, the viralness would have came with the clean-cut, focused K3, or do you think you were literally going viral and doing numbers and getting popularity because of the wilding you were doing?
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's the part that kind of makes you. I mean, with the windshield shit, it was kind of like a blooper, right?
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. It wasn't planned. It was like...
Right, but what about... I know everybody heard about the Boom Gang, you feel me? Boom Gang Challenge during time. That was intentional, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? The squabbles that I had on camera and shit like that got up out the way and filmed it. I could have chose to kept that to myself for my own personal collection. Yeah. I chose to post it. So what was I really doing during that? You got to start... I had to start thinking about how am I influencing the people that's really following me, you feel me? Like the people that's actually looking up, that shit ain't nothing to glorify to be moving like that.
Yeah.
I'm putting myself at jeopardy, you feel me? I'm probably, you feel me, making a young man or a young woman at home think that this is okay. This is the woman that she needs to be with, some wilding out, you feel me, ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? Loose decision making motherfucker, you feel me? And that's just not cool.
It's funny you bring up Boot Game because he did a total 362 life change.
He did, bro.
But obviously he went the religion route. I feel like you're going more like the spiritual, life-changing route. He did more of like the Christianity route. Either way is still a good route to take, right?
Yeah.
But it's so funny that like, and again, I don't know every wild person on the planet, right? But it seemed like we are going through a stage of like, maybe people growing up, maybe it's the maturity, I don't know. But it seemed like there is a lot of people that were living wild lives that are like transitioning into like, their purpose, if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, definitely. I don't know if it's the universe. I don't know. Like I said, if it's the maturity of people, but like I have been noticing that. And that you brought up the Boot Gang because he was wild as fuck. Obviously, people were following his wild antics, right?
Look how he influenced me. I'm looking at him like, you just did a Boom Gang challenge. Niggas been robbing niggas.
Yeah.
This is things that I'm not glorifying today.
Okay.
But I'm saying, niggas have done things in the past, you feel me? As far as, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna incriminate myself.
Yeah.
But I ain't no stranger to it. You feel me? I done did way more than this man didn't post it.
Yeah.
And I didn't did it without no effort and slept peaceful at night.
Yeah.
With a snore and a half.
Yeah.
So it's like, to see him do that, it's like, oh yeah, y'all following him.
Yeah.
At the time, that made my mind like, okay, we need the attention of everybody on us.
Yeah.
They glorifying this shit that this motherfucker doing.
Yeah.
I can go do that right now.
I'm finna go pull my phone out and go right to the 7-Eleven next
door. And go right to the 7. We right here at one right here parked up.
Yeah.
That's literally how it happened. And I bounced out and I went up there. I've been already doing shit like that. You feel me? If I'm coming there, you know what I'm saying? At the time I'm tripping so much. If I'm coming, if it's in my area, you feel me? My vicinity, you seeing me, whatever what's in there is mine. You feel me? Period, point blank. Lucky I'm not going in there and running in the register type shit.
Yeah, facts.
I ain't gonna speak about shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But things like that didn't happen. You feel me? Why I feel like I deserve that? Why I feel like I can walk in here and go do that? What if it's kids in there or some shit like that? You know what I'm saying? What if a kid see me outside? So, you know what I mean? I went in there and did the shit, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't a lot of women and people that said, hey, look, you feel me? You look like that motherfucker that, you know, I'm scared to meet you.
Yeah, facts.
You feel me? Facts. Whole time, you know how I am, nigga. Yeah. I'm a humble ass, you feel me?
But you again, you have the aesthetic. You have the aesthetic of somebody that was gonna get up on you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's not
so do you? Shit. And I want the honesty. You say you're being transparent this year. Do you think if your grandfather would, I wouldn't say that he's not the matriarch because he's not a woman, but the head of the household, if he was still breathing to this day, do you think you would be where you at now?
If he was still breathing,
if he's still alive, he was still kicking his feet, still out here. Would K3 have transitioned?
I'm not gonna lie. That happened and was like the cherry on top.
Okay.
And the fact that it happened at such a, you know, me going to the hospital same day, his service, that was literally like God telling me, my higher power speaking to me and saying, well, this is a transition. You're chosen.
Yeah. It's your time.
It's your time. It's your time to take the baton and finish this marathon that we on. So I feel like him being here, I'm not going to say this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah,
like I would have still been messing up. Right. It was a drastic. It's like almost like something that was obvious to me. Yeah. Okay. The pillar in our family has passed.
Yeah.
Who's next in line?
Yeah.
And it's not to say I got cousins, my brother and sisters, everybody super intelligent, super on their shit. You feel me?
But you just felt like it's you are the called person for the family.
Bingo. And everybody should feel like that. You know what I mean? Everybody should be like, okay, it's up to me to do it. You should never bet on somebody else. Be like, oh, they're gonna, don't worry about it. You feel me? Muda gonna take care of it. No. You feel me? It's like, let me do all that I can do. And so that's kind of how my mind shifted after that transpired.
So now that you're on your spiritual journey, you know, when you go through these type of journeys, you start to have like out-of-body experiences. You start to talk and see like spiritual things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say demons or things like that, right? You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying like when you start that spiritual journey, you start to be in that spiritual warfare and that lifestyle, right?
Yeah,
you know. So I say that to say like, has maybe your grandfather or people, your ancestors ever came to you? Because again, like I said, I really appreciate your transition, and it was like this, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, like, are maybe your ancestor, your grandfather come to you in your dreams? So I know you've told me you like have vivid dreams and shit like that. And so has that ever happened to you while you going through this journey? Because your journey's still beginning. This is literally like not even the first quarter of the journey.
Whistle ain't even blew yet.
You ain't even got. This is like pre-season of the journey that you going on, right?
Absolutely.
So, but because you going so hard, so strong, you so like fully into it, you dove straight out the deep end. I'm just curious, you know, because I believe in that type of stuff. I'm Nigerian, and you know I definitely respect my ancestors and things like that. And I sometimes get those spiritual things that come into my world, my personal world.
Absolutely.
So I'm just curious if that happens to you now that you're on that journey. Now that you have like clarification and the fogginess and your eyes are open now. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Those I did have a lot of different visions prior to and especially afterwards, where I felt like my grandfather, I mean, I lost both I lost all my grandparents.
Yeah.
But I feel like every time they pass, I always feel like they still here.
Yeah.
Like I could literally still feel their energy and the bond that we've made over time, right? It's like in a situation where I gotta think, hey, what would this person think about this situation? I feel them there. So yeah, it's crazy you say about the dream situation because I had some where I felt like I had out of body experience. I'm into astral projection and stuff like that too.
Okay.
You know, so I know how to do astral projection and have out of body experiences and lucid dreams. You know, I practice that. It's through meditation and keeping the body cleansed and keeping the mind open. I feel like during a period of time I was having some vivid dreams, that them coming to me and kind of without saying it verbally, because spirituality, it's always a communication that's deeper than that. I feel like I didn't felt them come to me like, you're not crazy.
Yeah, you ain't tripping.
You was not crazy. You're not tripping, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? This is all happening for a reason. Like literally to where 1 minute I'm sitting right here, right, with you. I fall asleep, pass out. I wake up, you gone. All my ancestors is in the room. Looking at me with this look of, you figured it out.
Finally.
Yeah.
We've been waiting on it.
We've been waiting on you to get it together. So now that you got it together, we can call him here.
Yeah.
And you take care of your business.
That's deep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's deep.
And when you get done taking care of your business, what you did is gonna leave the blueprint
for the rest of the family,
for whoever's coming after you. So it was like a couple of episodes like that, and it's like, am I crazy?
Yeah.
You know, you gotta double check that shit in the mirror, like.
Facts.
Am I tripping, or was that just a dream?
Yeah.
But it feels too.
I brought that. The reason I brought it up, bro, is because again, like I said, I'm Nigerian. Obviously, you know, my father passed. He was like a high ranked person, not only in my family, but like literally in royalty, right?
He was a king.
You feel me? And for I think till this day, my dad's been passed since 2018. I don't know how many years that is. 8 years, maybe 5, 7 years, or something like that. Whatever the case may be. But my mom still has never seen him in a dream.
Really?
I see the nigga in my dream on the regular. So much and so sometimes they be so lucid that it feel like it's real. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm so like aligned with my brain that I know I'm in a dream, no matter how real it feels. I always know this is a dream.
Yeah.
But I always try to find my clues, like especially when my dad's in my dream. He's sitting on the couch. Whatever he's saying, I'm trying to see, is this a message? What's going on?
That's what I was going to say. What is y'all interactions,
you know what I'm saying? So they're
like
always different. They're always different. He's always coming in the house. He's always telling me something. We're in the garage. We're just doing regular things. You know what I'm saying? But like, what I try to do is like navigate through the dream and then kind of like Morse code what was said. Because even if he says, I'm a junior. So like, oh, junior, you need to make sure you're not late to work. So now when I wake up, I'm like, okay, does that mean not being late? Does that mean staying focused? Does that, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously he's not saying late. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I asked you that, because you're gonna probably start going, because again, you're not on a clean yourself journey. You're literally on a spiritual journey. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit different than somebody going to AA and just trying to kick their drug habit.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Totally different ball.
Different ball game. That's why I kind of asked you about that. So you mentioned the lucid dreams due to like your meditation and stuff like that. So like, just walk us through a day in the life of K3 from the second you wake up to the second you fall asleep.
Okay, so
when I say fall asleep, because we've talked about like your thinking process, like literally right before you. So I kind of just want you to like dive into that as you're talking about the last stages before you fall asleep, because we've had those conversations.
Bingo.
Okay,
let me see. Okay, so when I first wake up, I've been practicing this year. I do get up and I pray. I've been getting up and praying all my life. I try to incorporate that.
Even when you was tripping and wilding?
Even when I was tripping, I still had a relationship with God.
Okay.
I've always had it. I knew I was doing wrong.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things to where you try to figure out a way out of that bad habit. So it's like, it wasn't like I didn't, believe in God or I wasn't in the word or anything.
You was just stuck in your ways.
I was stuck in my ways, you feel me? And didn't think it was another way. So first thing, I get up in the morning, just for him breathing life into me, you know what I'm saying? I thank God, you know what I'm saying, for breathing life into me and for me waking and try to be grateful for whatever it is I have. And I'm not a man that has a plethora of things, but the treasures that I have are eternal.
Okay.
They in my relationship with him, me being able to go to sleep peacefully at night, knowing I haven't harmed anybody. You know what I mean? That I'm on a correct route.
Straight and narrow.
That's what, you know what I mean? That I wake up in the morning and I thank God first and foremost, you feel me?
Awesome.
And I try to get down to the gym in order to raise my vibration physically, right? With my spiritual journey and where I'm at right there at that moment. So, you go, there's a lot of people go to the gym to work out physique wise, but I go too to raise my energy up too.
Okay.
So that I can channel the things that I I'm trying to attract in my life, which is positive people. Of course, is being rich is in the Bible. I'm trying to attract some abundance too
for sure,
too as well. You feel me?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with being rich.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You know what I'm saying? So I do that first and foremost, and then like I said, I've been having my daughter with me lately. You know, I go home, I take care of her, make sure I spend time with her, talk to her like a regular person, not baby talk, goo goo gaga, 1, 2, 3, ABC.
Yeah.
That's out. This is a real world we living in today. And if she's not prepared for that, based off the men that's in the world, based off the type of women that's in this world right now, you know, she will just be another sheep following the wrong shepherd. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I try to instill authenticity into her. I try to discover her personality from the inside and out, and make sure she understands, not just knows right and wrong. You can know something and not understand it.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I try to get her to understand. I try to be a father to her. And I get in the studio and I make music. There's plenty of videos. I'm not the biggest poster, you feel me? So I don't be posting a lot of this stuff that's going on. But this year, I plan on changing that.
Right.
That's one thing about this transformation. It's like, do I have anything to hide at all? I love my daughter. I love sitting, chilling, laughing with my family. I love kicking it with the homies. Everything that I put out there ain't got to be some bullshit with me. You feel me? Slapping the shit out of a bitch, you know what I'm saying? Or jumping on the counter or popping this shit all the time. It don't got to be like that. Because behind closed doors, on God in heaven, I'm trying to make it to heaven, you feel me?
Yeah, facts.
And I'm not sacrificing my ticket there behind some false satisfaction in today's society. So that's like the pleather. I'm a regular individual too. But at the same time, you feel me? I didn't put that person away. I'm not playing that shit with nobody too at the same time. And you know because you feel me?
Facts.
Yeah, you didn't have to put your foot down with some specific things too. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. So,
you know, it's a balance.
And stand on it.
Right. Because you ain't gonna let nobody take advantage of a nigga getting his shit together too at the same time.
Sure. Or even if you have it together, have you fuck it up.
Yeah, have me fuck it up. Or exactly.
You feel me?
Like you feel me, crash out on somebody for some shit like that. Right. If I do it, it's gonna be a real reason, and I'm doing it to the net. But that's after that, you feel me, come back from the gym, you know, I be leaving back, I come get in the studio, I'm working. It's a lot of unreleased shit that a nigga ain't put out there yet.
I'm guessing your studio's at the crib.
I got a home studio, and I mix and master all my shit too on top of that. I got a relative that mix and master too as well, you feel me? We both came up learning together. You know, every now and again, I'll spread some records out to different people to get a different sound. But majority of the time when I'm locked into myself, that's where a plethora of my creativity comes from.
Okay.
So once I get that done, like I said, I'm making moves. You feel me? Like making moves with Muda. From that point on, just putting shit together. You feel me?
Right. So let's dive into like we've conversed about. You know, a lot of your ideas, a lot of things you create, a lot of things that come from your brain. At least from what you told me. Off camera. It comes right before you fall asleep. Right. That's what you told me. Like a lot of like things get clearer for you, like literally, like right. So kind of like dive into that, like, because like a lot of people don't understand that. Like you feel me? Those thoughts that you have, and literally right before you fall asleep, can affect the next day or even the next week or the next month. You know what I'm saying? You know. So dive into that, because I know we've talked about things, and you even finished the conversation and said, all right, let me think about it, and whatever comes to my mind right before I fall asleep, we could talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So how important is that for you?
I think that right before you go to sleep is very important, because I always reference back to the saying, hindsight is 20/20. It's a lot of things that go on throughout your day that you don't realize are happening until you think about it at the end of the day.
Correct.
Conversations with new people you've met, the way that the hidden message behind the naked eye or ear, you feel me, that you're hearing. I think about everything. I'm an overthinker when it comes down to that. So if I got some time in a room to where I'm preparing myself for the next day and I want to correct the mistakes that I had from that day, I'm sitting there and I'm meditating. I'm getting in a hot shower. I'm meditating. I'm thinking things through. I want to manifest the person that I had put effort towards being that same day. And I pray on that before.
Did you have that type of clarity prior to the transition, or all this came with the life change?
That's a great question, Muda. On everything I love, no. I didn't have no clarity behind it. That's a great question. Yeah. Because if I'm sitting over here doing this, over there doing that, you know what I'm saying,
right.
putting this in my body, focus on this.
Mm-hmm.
How much of that time throughout all of that did I have to say?
Let me think. To think.
To think in general, you feel me?
Correct.
No time. You passing out over you're not even planning you going to sleep.
You just sleep and
you
waking up.
Saying?
You just waking up.
Yeah. You feel me? Sleep deprivation is a real thing. You feel me?
Yeah.
Being deprived of sleep. You gotta go into a REM sleep. That's good that you know what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot of people don't know about getting REM sleep, lucid dreaming, out of body experiences, meditating, how that has an effect on your day to day and how you operate. You feel me?
Yeah.
And you know, you could be sleeping unconscious and not be getting that REM sleep to where your mind is shutting down. You have to clear this thing because it's trying to organize everything that happened throughout your day. And we in today's time where everybody has all these goals that they want to accomplish right then and there, but they don't know they're going to be accomplished when they get accomplished. You're on your own race. You're on your own. You're on your own journey. So, you know, it's too much going on in the brain. So like I said, I'll be trying to get rest now. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind getting into bed at 8, 9 o'clock and bouncing up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and getting a head start on everybody throughout the day. You feel me? I feel like that's what's going to win races. You know, ain't nothing out there. In a previous life, you feel me? My previous life, I lived here on Earth.
Yeah.
You feel me? I was out to the wee hours of the night, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and then going to sleep when the sun rise. That's backwards. You feel me? You're supposed to rise with the sun. Your consciousness literally rises, and you come into consciousness when the sun rises. The frequency of the sun, the same 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neurons that's in the sun is in our melanin.
Yeah.
So it's like when it rises to the occasion, we're rising with it. You know what I'm saying? We're one with the sun.
So since we speaking on that, and then we're gonna dive into the music, but like this is my last question when it comes to just this. Do you believe, because I believe it, with the life change, the clarity, the lucid dreams, do you think your dreams have been more clearer to you, right? And in your opinion, not just clear, but more realistic. When I say realistic, I say this because like when I start really focusing it with my brain and having these lucid dreams and really like meditating and just being focused, I stop having those crazy dreams where I'm driving a car and I start flying in the car. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those dreams are gone now.
Yeah, shit that don't make no sense.
Shit like where I woke up, nigga, I was fighting a dragon, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. None of that happened. Now it would be like, even if it, like I said, my dad be in my dreams, or it's a dream of me DJing somewhere. You know, they're all real. Even if it's not happening at that moment, it's real. The dream is realistic. It ain't like, nigga, my dog was right there. That motherfucker started talking to me. Like, I don't have those type of dreams anymore.
Yeah.
So did your dreaming and your like clarity in your dream, because again, a lot of things that happen in your dreams can be manifested into real life, right? Not all, but a lot of things.
Yeah.
How did it for you? Did you get any clear, or you haven't even noticed it yet?
They got a lot clearer. They got more intentional.
Yeah, there we go.
Right. So I feel like a lot of what's going on in my mind, I feel like your higher self is always going to be communicating with you. And I feel like the dream realm is where you can what they call it, like the metaverse or alternate universes. I feel like that's where they contact you at and let you know what's going on, what could happen, what did happen, and how it was perceived. You get a pretty much overview of everything when you in that dream state of mind, because you no longer is of the body no more, right? This just vehicles for us, right? This is just vehicles. This is just our bodies. You feel me? We was blessed to have. You feel me? Bodies, but you're really not even the mind either. You're all a spirit. So that's your chance for your spirit to really shine. My dreams got a lot clearer, man. You feel me? A lot more intentional, like I said, and they were more revealing to me as far as the messages that I needed to reciprocate. When I woke up, I felt like, okay, I overcame and learned something throughout my slumber. You know, instead of me just boom, go to sleep, all I see is black, wake up and do the same shit I did the day before. It's kind of like, you feel me? I feel a new energy, you feel me? A new energy coming about, you know what I'm saying, throughout my life.
I believe everything you're saying is real, just because, like, you know, like right before people like literally die, or at least I didn't know it was a thing. I seen my dad do it, and I start talking to other people, and they relatives was doing the same thing, but like they start talking to people that are already dead.
Oh yeah, my grandpa was doing that same shit. He was calling out for his grandma.
They talking to people that are gone.
I mean, not my wife, his wife.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like days and before death came out. Like this nigga, my dad talking to different chiefs and shit that my mom said them niggas are dead. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Are you serious?
Yeah, like, and then the homegirl said her father did that. He was talking like he wasn't like, he was like a gangster or something. So he trying to talk to his homies and shit. All them niggas had died already. he can be trying to communicate, and then he died.
That's crazy.
But he was already sick too, though. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So, and then somebody else said that their grandma did that shit. So I started thinking like, damn, do we have that spiritual connection like right before, death, where they like, okay,
we go to the other side.
Yeah, here you go. We prepping it for you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like we here, we come.
I thought about that when you start saying what you were saying about the dreamings and the, like, just the clarity and just the message and deciphering what's going on in the dream.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, damn, my pops was on some weird. I thought it was weird at first, but when I start hearing it, I'm like, oh, maybe that's just a spiritual connection, right? You know what I'm saying? But that's a little too deep for, a lot of people that's probably gonna be watching this, because a lot of people watching this, they're fans of you, they're musicians.
They gonna feel something about this conversation right here.
Yeah, for sure.
People ain't talking about this stuff.
Definitely.
You feel me? People ain't glorifying this and putting it out there.
Yeah.
They want to hear about what broad I'm dealing with, what broad I'm I'm talking about. I'm talking about.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So I don't want to get your fans who are here to like.
Yeah.
I don't want them to like steer off just because we ain't talking about maybe what they came here for, right?
Right.
So now let's dive into the music. My question is, or at least my initial question, right? Like, with the transition of your life and everything, even the way you speak, even the words that you choose to use when you are communicating, right, are totally different from, again, before your transition, we didn't have too many conversations, but the conversations we had were like music conversations, shit like that. And obviously we still communicated, but they weren't as deep as they are now, right? But I say that to say, with the transition and everything that's changed in your life, how is the music and would that be changed? Because again, I feel like music is art of what you going through, what you thinking, what you feeling, how all of that all in one, right?
In a real way.
Right?
Hell yeah.
So like, with you having a full life change, with you being more spiritual, being in line with yourself more, you know what I'm saying? Being more just more of a man's man, right?
Yeah.
Without the bullshit. How is the music changing? Or can you be able to create the same type and style and say the same shit in your music, but also still live the lifestyle that you are creating for yourself now?
That's a good question. That's a great question too. And that's probably one of the questions everybody want to answer too. The music is for sure 110% going to be more elevated and more intentional message-wise. Like I said, I still make some cold shit, some cold, I'm talking about, where I'm really popping it though. You know what I mean? Because like I said before, that person isn't 110% gone.
Yeah.
It's just he's tamed. You know what I mean? That wild version, that I don't give a fuck version of myself, he's still tamed.
Yeah.
But just me taking more care and being more intentional and realizing how many people is really following and doing the things that I'm speaking about in my music. I feel like I am going to ease into, and y'all going to see this summer too.
Okay.
Y'all going to see the way that I ease people from what y'all used to me talking about and how y'all used to me sounding to a whole grander scheme of a message. You feel me? I have singing and shit.
I love the words choices that you've been using, not just today, but obviously throughout our relationship that we've built together. You feel me? But like, I love that right now you use the word ease them into it, right?
Yeah.
Because like, people either gonna like give you the new shit and throw it at your ass, like, here, this is me, this is what you gotta take.
Yeah.
Or, you feel me, they're gonna stay with what they have and eventually go back to what they used to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I love the fact that you know that your fans are used to the wild style music. Like, you feel me? Like, just like even your delivery is wild. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so the fact that you use ease is a perfect word, because like, people love the change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And on different platforms, even on my podcast, I spoke on this. Like, sometimes when it comes to artistry, fans don't like when artists change. Some do.
Bingo.
For me personally, DJ Muda, I'm speaking for me, I don't. So like, I'm a fan of the music you dropped that you initially came out with. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you start switching your style up, and I'm not speaking on K3, I'm speaking for an artist.
In general.
Generally, right? Once your style starts changing and you start trying, I don't know if I can fuck with it no more, because I like the style and sound that is your sound. You know what I'm saying?
Way.
Obviously, a lot of people, consumers that is, they want to see their artists elevate and grow. Which I do too, but I just don't like when the music, most times I would say, I don't like when the music changes.
And you know what? I share that with you as an artist.
Yeah.
I share that.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
Right.
When an artist all of a sudden changes their design,
Yeah.
I feel like it's forced in a way to be glorified.
Yeah.
And I'm not with that. You change all of a sudden you feeding the homeless when you was just sliding on shit. You
well,
know?
that part I'm not speaking on realistically because I appreciate that. I'm talking about the sound of the music. Because you know some motherfuckers
That's true.
come in
I hear you on that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm for life change in real life.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm for that all the way. I'm not for the opposite of a nigga doing good and then crashing. No, I'm not for that. But I'm definitely for a nigga who was in the streets thugging to now he out here feeding the homeless and talking to kids now. I'm with that. What I'm not with, artists, and Muda is only speaking for myself, when you start making this sound and then people start saying like, bro, you gotta start rapping like da-da-da-da-da because all your music sounds the same. And then they start changing it. Then it's like, nigga, I like the shit that all sounds the same because that's your sound.
Right, on a real, and I feel you on that too because it's like a lot of artists. Okay, so like for me, like you feel me, my design the way you feel me, I'm high, I'm boisterous with my shit. You feel me?
You
I'm
high energy, popping it.
I'm coming out here, I'm talking about, I'm trying to pop it. You feel me? Every single time, and it's like that's one. I've mastered that. You feel me?
That's your style.
You know what I mean? It's my style, and it's what everybody didn't cling to, and everybody it didn't blew me up. You feel me?
For sure.
Popping it like that, and I feel like that's the only side of me musically, right, that I've put out there. See, they don't know no other. They don't know that I'm singing behind closed doors and I'm harmonizing. And then I got love records and I got inspirational shit, Nipsey style, and I got, you feel me, black activist shit, or I just got regular hip hop. You feel? I do all different type of genres, even rage rock type sounds. I'm doing everything because I feel like I'm still discovering my sound. You know what I mean? That I shouldn't limit myself to, oh, this is all I could talk about. That shit get boring. And any real artist knows that. You sitting up there in the studio all day, you talking and popping about this, that, and third. Yes, that's what people fuck with the most. But truth be told, nigga, that shit gets boring talking about that all day because I'm doing more shit than that. It's more elements to me than that. You feel me? I could talk about anything. You know what I mean? So I have that music, and I ain't gonna lie, you feel me? This whole time, I haven't been giving the people that, you feel me? Because of the way that the internet is right now and works, you feel me? You just, you know, one week you talk about this, 1 minute you talk about that, but I feel like now in today's time, Muda, I'm gonna embrace that versatility, you know what I'm saying? So y'all not gonna know what to expect from me, you feel me? When I do drop. When I drop, if that's one, you know what I'm saying, like I said, you have never heard me on before, just know the one that's coming after that, and I will be dropping every week, you feel me? Something new. Just know the next one is gonna probably be the one. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
I definitely understand. I'm trying to like bring it into layman terms though. You know what I'm saying? Make it not as deep as what I totally get it, right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, for the consumers, at least for the K3 fans, like when you say you drop it every week, are we getting K3 original? Or are we gonna get a new sound with the new look, the new energy, the new spiritual journey? Are we getting what?
Y'all getting both.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Y'all gonna get both.
Okay.
I just dropped the Where the Fuck You Been? You feel me? That's more on that style people are used to.
Okay.
But y'all gonna get both though.
So I'm curious to know then, with what you've been doing in life, you feel me, since January, is it easier or harder? I know you're an artist, but is it easier or harder to talk about and maybe even glorify the lifestyle that you used to live on wax? Because that's what people like. Even if you say, nigga, I don't give a fuck, I got 20 bitches to do, even though you might not have 20, but you know that rhyme good and that's your style. Do you can you separate the music from the K3 journey?
I could separate the two.
Okay.
I feel like that's key too, because a lot of times and a lot of music that I've made, I've talked about things that I've done, not things that I just did an hour ago or am doing currently. You know what I mean? Because I talk about a lot of crime. You know what I'm talking about in my music. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, you know what I'm saying, say that to be like, okay, yeah, this is what I'm on right here, right now. Okay. This is what type of nigga. This is how far I done took it before. And I done did this, and y'all popping about it, and I really did it in real life. And had I kept doing that shit, where the fuck would I be at right now type shit? So I do separate the two. You feel me? I'll get in there and I'll pop my grease. You feel me? I speak about shit I seen, shit I done, shit that I'm doing. And I also speak, that's the beauty about music, is I can speak about where I want to be and what I want to be doing. You feel me? I want to get to a point, of course, you feel me? I want 10 houses, 25 different cars and different islands.
Because the reason I asked that, right, of the separation and the two different aspects of your life, which is the journey and the music, right? Because it's like, we live in a day and age where people were like, they hear something on the record, like, oh, that nigga don't do that. Let's just say a nigga say, I slide on my ops, whoop, whoop, whoop. Niggas like, nigga, you don't even got a gun. Which, again, I'm not glorifying none of that, right? You know, but that's how people are nowadays. You feel me? Like, an artist will say something just because it rhymes and it sounds cool. Because it rhymes. But then we got the new age people who are like, nigga, you never done that before, right? So for you, I say that to say, are you prepared for people to say, nigga, you don't even live that lifestyle no more?
If they do say that, right, that I don't live that lifestyle, right, I'm going to tell them to come holla at me, and we're going to meet up at a disclosed location.
Okay, so you crashing a little bit over your art.
I'm crashing, y'all.
So are you?
Nah, I'm keeping it a buck.
Okay.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I don't think nobody going, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because if anybody know me on a day-to-day, you know what I'm saying? I'm encouraging this, you know what I'm saying? But say a nigga play with you. Play with your name, play with anything that you didn't done. You feel me?
Well, I'm okay. Go ahead.
I'm not going, you know what I'm saying? But if it presents itself.
Yeah. Well, hey. I'm not saying playing with, right? Because I feel like this is okay, so how can I break this down? Because I don't feel like a nigga's disrespecting you, right? Like if you just say like, let's just say, nigga, you in your record, like nigga popped a bottle of Casamigos.
But a nigga not drinking.
Dropped a perk in that motherfucker. Now we on 20. Then the nigga like, nigga, you literally take CMOS every day, nigga. You're not popping no perk. That's what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Because for that person doesn't deserve a fade. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you get what I mean? Like, so, but I'm just saying, how are you gonna start taking that in? Like, if that makes sense.
I'm just going. You know what? That's a good question. That's a good question. I'm just going, you feel me, take it for what it is. Okay. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to encourage, hey, if you do your thing, I'm not knocking nobody that's out there doing their thing. You feel me, too? Because I'm not perfect, and I done my thing. So if you doing it, go ahead, do your shit, you feel me? If this is where you at in your life, if you popping perks, if you going to the club, if you fucking 1,000 hoes, if you robbing shit, you feel me? To each his own. This is a game. I'm in the game. You feel me? So it's like, I know it's different forms of the game as far as that's concerned. Do your thing to 110%. But for anybody that would be looking at and speaking on that and saying, hey, nah, he on, you know what I'm saying? This nigga taking CMOS every day. He working out. This, that, and the third. It's kind of like, what type of nigga is you? You feel me? Because you should be seeing what I'm doing and trying and implement that into your own life. You feel me? And saying, hey, look, you could keep it music. You feel me? 100%. Because a lot of this shit is just music.
People don't know how to separate the two, though. You know that, right?
Yeah, hell no.
At least the people that's not, I want to use the right word, but I'll say mature.
Yeah.
You know, there's something, you got to get to a certain stage of, not even age, stage of your life to understand, like, I can separate art from the artist.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people can't.
Bingo.
You know what I'm saying?
Bingo.
So, like, that's why I'm curious to see the future of K3. I know it's going to be glorious and it's going to be awesome because you're going to follow your journey and shit like that, but I'm definitely curious to see how
people going to react to it.
That part. You feel me? I know you're going to be able to build a whole new fan base around this, but I am curious to see that, you know, because you average, shit, I was on your page, you average at least 1,000 likes. Just let's say, way more than that, but let's just say average.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, so
shout out to the real For the Record fans too that's been sticking with me all the way through. Ain't been posting this shit too because every time a nigga pop back out, they right there. You feel me? And a lot of people that have paid close attention, they see that journey. They've seen like, okay, this nigga, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? My music is something that is gonna get you going. Yeah. But nigga, motherfucker didn't see me, you feel me? Yeah. You know, like you know what I'm saying, laughing on my story or being a regular motherfucker too. Or a lot of motherfuckers didn't met me in person. They be like, nigga, you a good nigga. Yeah. So it's like separate, that's good. You feel me? That sound like a project. Separate the art from the artist. You feel me? Because really, truth be told, it is art to make that. You feel a sensation when you listen to these big name artists, you feel me? That's talking about these things. 100%. Lil Baby for one. Lil Baby talk about these riches and he went to this island and all that. Right. Don't you start feeling like, okay, I'm on that. Yeah, like that shit feel good. The way he talking about it. You feel me? Got me vibrating in the same sense.
So I get what you mean. Just as long as it's articulated the correct way, it don't even matter.
Yeah.
Who says it?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, but I'm definitely curious to hear some of the new sounds, hear some of the new lyrics, because I know the style's gonna be, you got that, upbeat, wild style. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually curious to hear that with like an uplifted, spiritual type of person. You know what I'm saying? With that, how, because even if you listen to like the new age gospel music, the niggas like, nigga, I slide on you with the Bible, put Jesus on you, put the blood of Jesus on. They rapping like that nowadays.
Oh God,
you get what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why people are rocking with it, because it's like, it's still the high energy hip hop, but like, it's the Christianity suits that I rock with. You get what I'm saying?
It's the lyrics and message behind it, but it holds the same value of that same tempo and energy.
Of a ratchet song.
You feel me? Or a sliding song.
I ain't gonna slide you with I put the blood of Jesus on you. You know how people did, they be flipping the words.
That's crazy. I have seen that.
Yeah, that's a new age though. I feel like that's the new age of like Christian hip hop.
Yeah, Christian hip hop.
You feel what I'm saying? And nothing wrong with it. I think it's beautiful.
Shout out to them individuals
too.
Shout out to them for doing that, because we need that positive message.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what we're trying to do, encourage the youth.
That part.
And that way, you feel me? All power to them, you know what I'm saying?
That part.
By taking the negative and turning it into a positive.
Yeah.
I feel like that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's, you feel me? That's what this whole transformation is about as a whole. Is taking that negative and being able to, say, hey, look, everybody, you ain't got to say the same, you feel me? A person that can't change, you'll never grow.
Hello, say that one more time.
A person that can't change will never grow.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with growing, you feel me? It ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's something wrong with staying the same.
Yeah.
Because you should always be trying to elevate. Yeah. So any person out there that's looking like, you feel me? Yeah, like a nigga didn't square it all the way up and did that stuff. No, I just want to get on my shit. Why sit up there and stay and remain the same person that I've been being, and get the same results that I've been getting. I'm getting new results these days, you feel me?
That part.
Nigga bag ain't never been bigger, you feel me, than me focusing on myself right now today. I've never attracted a plethora of motivational people. We've been knowing each other for how long now? For a long time now, right? But now in this space and time where we have right now today, we able to really lock in. Think about that. You feel me? So instead of having a homie that's motivated me to go slide and go fuck around with these scallywag skaters out here that ain't doing nothing for me, I'm sitting up in here working on myself. Where I'll be somewhere totally different. So there's nothing wrong with that. Any nigga that wanna, you know what I'm saying, I got a problem with it, you be a hater in your circle, in your bubble, and you remain the same, you feel me? Because your bra gonna leave you because you're not growing, you feel me? You're not gonna get nowhere in your life. You think that you got it all going on. No, when I thought I had everything going on, you feel me? That's when I realized I didn't have nothing. I didn't have no motion going on. I wasn't making no moves or moved it in. Now I'm making moves or moved it, you feel me? And this is one of many, you feel me? So like I said, bro, shout out to you on that tip. And you accepting and embracing me for that, bro.
For sure, bro, because I get it. Like I said, I might not like when niggas change their style of music, but I love when people change their lifestyle.
Bingo.
Because after our first convo, in depth, it wasn't like, oh, what's up, okay, what the fuck? After we read, like, I think it was like the third time in the gym where we really sat and just worked out and talked the whole time. I was like, oh yeah, this nigga, this is a whole new nigga.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Totally different.
Totally different.
And it's crazy too. And like, just like you saying that, right? You feel me? I got a plethora of sounds. I want you to hear this new music that I got coming too, right? And the thing about it is, right, it's a premeditated notion. Like, okay, I know K3 sounds like this, right? But boom, this he can actually sing.
Yeah.
He can harm. Wait. He's talking about this,
right?
And it's kind of like it's hard to separate the artist from the art, like you said. You know what I mean? Hard. And that's why I've always restrained in that aspect. That's why I ain't put it out there. But this time around, it's kind of like this is like I swear to God, this is like, you feel me, a crack at it in the music right now where I've never done before. It ain't about being all rampant out there. I'm gonna let everybody see what's going on, real deal, Holyfield,
transparency,
and let them decide. You
if
feel
they
me?
Want to rock with it or
if
not.
you want to rock with it or not, and if they don't, I still love music. You feel me? I'm still gonna be doing this, and I'm still harder than anybody want to get on wax with me.
Are you able to be in those type of environments still though? Or is it still maybe a little challenge for you?
I still can, but the only challenge is I'm not gonna be doing the same thing.
No, I don't mean doing it like I'm just saying being around it.
Like club settings, you talk
like club setting, like being with the homies who are probably smoking and drinking, but not you doing it. Are you mentally there? Because I know sometimes it takes time to be mentally strong to even get out of the vice, but then see it and not fuck with it, right?
Yeah.
So again, you fuck with your homies, you love your homies, but like, can you still be around them while they're doing the things that almost cost you your life. And when I say your life, I'm just talking about everything. Not
in
like
general, like a crash out waiting to happen. You feel me? Basically, my destruction.
Yes.
As a whole. And, right. Yes, it is hard. And I'm choosing not to do it.
Okay.
100%. I don't care who it is. I mean, my family know. I didn't talk to pretty much my immediate family that's close to me, that chop it up with me. They know I have boundaries. You feel me? If you're not on this path, if you're not on this route, if you ain't doing nothing for yourself, you trying to sit around and hang up and talk about this, that, I'm not gonna be fucking with you at all. I hadn't lost a lot of close homeboys. I didn't lost a lot of family members, like as far as communicating with them on a regular day is concerned. I lost a lot of partners, a gang of women in my life. You feel me? Like I'm not dealing with that at all. You gotta be either on this vibration, if not higher, or we ain't gonna have no dealings with each other. And that's the bottom line. And if you got somebody around you that's bringing you down, then you need to do a recollection on your roster.
Well, when I don't even say, when I say that, and definitely everything you said is 100% true, right? But I mean it more of like not bringing you, because we all got friends who do their thing, and I respect what you got going on. Like, I'm still, like me, I respect what I smoke weed still till this day. Right. Nothing stopping that.
And I respect it.
You feel me?
It's you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I say that to say, can you still, like, if I just rolled up a blunt right now and just start sparking, I'm not going to hand it to you because I respect it, but can you still be around it? Without you saying, like, fuck, let me just hit that motherfucker one time.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Because you know that takes a little bit of mental strength too.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To where it's like, I can't even be around it right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, then you get past that threshold where it's like, shit, I'm so mentally focused that I could be around niggas doing powder in front of me and are popping pills in front of me, and I don't even want. Not only am I not gonna judge them, I don't even have to worry about doing it.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like
everything.
So that's why I'm asking you in your journey. Do you think you're there yet? And when I use these drugs, I'm not saying you did any of them. I'm just using them as an example.
Right. Yeah, facts. And I ain't no angel my damn self. So
for sure.
And I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no fear of saying that. I'm gonna be transparent. I'm not no angel. I've been there and done it all. You feel me? At this point, and like I said, if it's up to me, like I said, if I can make a choice to not be around it, of course, it's like I already know what y'all own. You feel me? I got something better to do with myself. Yeah. But like, say like in a club setting, say we doing a show or something like that, and motherfuckers is drinking around me. If it's my decision I've made to that, okay, I'm going out and I'm not finna be doing nothing, or I'm not finna wild out, or after performance, I'm going straight to the house, I'm going to the studio. That's a decision I made. I gotta stand on business, and that shit hard. You feel me? Everything my boy told me that today. He said it's hard to stand on business. That shit not easy. You feel me? To be like, hey, look, I'm just not fucking around with it, because you look like you the party pooper, right? Like you ain't fucking around, but really you thinking about the party in the near future.
And I only asked that obviously because of the lifestyle and the career choice you decide to have. Obviously, if you were fucking in IT tech, or you were a doctor or a lawyer, you wouldn't even have to be around the shit at all. You know what I'm saying? The vices and the shit that at one point was your destruction and your demise, right?
Yeah.
But obviously you're still in that lifestyle. And when I say lifestyle, I'm talking about the career choice.
Yeah, so, definitely.
And because of the career that you're in, you're surrounded by all those, demons, I would say.
Hell
you feel what I'm saying? Like,
hell yeah. It's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be tougher. But I think that because of the road is going to be a lot tougher to get down, I think that the reward is going to be a lot more satisfying.
100%.
So I feel like, all right, well, shit, I have it harder than the next motherfucker right now, currently. You feel me? Because I don't got the luxury of just getting shit faced right now, and I don't want 10 hoes in this room right now. You feel me? Back in the day, I had 10 hoes in this room just because I just want to have some fun. That's it. But why do that right now today? Why even let somebody come around your energy that's gonna contradict your goals and where you're headed? Right. So a lot of that shit you gotta let go. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
A lot of that shit you gotta let go.
I love that, man. This was like a deeper podcast than probably people were expecting. Of course, we were gonna dive into the music, which we a little bit did, but I think that a lot of people, especially the people that followed your journey and your fans, need to hear this, because a lot of them, I'm not gonna say all of them, but I'm sure a lot of them were also in that lifestyle. Yeah, because they related to it. But 9 times out of 10, art, you relate to the art and the artist.
Yeah, absolutely.
How about this one? You relate to the art, but you relate more to the artist. That's why you like their art.
Right.
For the most part. Not
Bingo.
all, but for the most part, right?
Bingo.
So I think, I believe this was meant to happen, this podcast, because again, I'm going to bring you back on and we're going to talk about something totally different.
Yeah, bingo.
Career choices, and we ain't talk about music choice. You know
I
what I'm saying?
fucking like what you just said right now, too. I got to take that with me. It is the artist, too, because I got a partner, he sells shirts and shit like that. And, like I said, I talked to him about his brand growing. And, you see somebody doing something artistically, you see they can grow in. But are you really even messing with the product or the service? Or are you messing with that person? You feel me? Because you fuck with that person. And I think that who I am right now today, I'm more sensitive and aware of the relationships I have in my life. That's why it's so easy for me to, boom, cut somebody off. And so easy for me to, boom, grow with somebody. Because of how serious I'm taking the interaction.
I think with your journey,
I think people will fuck with it.
I mean, coming on a different side or just sidelining it a little bit, I think with your journey, and we ain't talked about this now, but say it publicly on camera, but I think with your journey, I think the easy to cut off people shouldn't happen anymore. I think that's kind of like a defense mechanism for you, right? I think because of the journey you're going on, instead of cutting them off, figure out how you can bring them into what you got going on.
Right.
Now, if you can't, okay, I get it. Like, I could distance from you because obviously you not trying to. But like, sometimes the cutoff ain't because, or sometimes people ain't rocking with you because they don't fuck with you. They just don't see the vision.
Well, okay, so when I say cut off, I mean like those people, right? You don't have no motion going on. You want to be around for the party, and you're around for the destination and not the travel. You feel me?
They don't want to go. They don't want to take the trip. They just want to get there.
They just want to get there. They want to ride with you in a limo, but they ain't ready to go purchase that bus pass with you along the way. Those individuals, I mean, because I had them. You know what I mean? Everybody want to be loved. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. That's what I feel like every human being does. You feel me?
We are all thriving for some type of love from something or somebody.
Or something or somebody.
I don't give a fuck if you got 10 cats. You bought 10 cats because you want the love from them cats.
You want the love from them cats. You feel me? So
yes,
I feel like that's a lot of it too. And it's like, I need somebody to love themselves. Yeah. You know, that's what I mean by
cutting them off.
Cutting them off. And it's not necessarily I'm not fucking with you. It's just like when we talk, uplift me because I'm going to uplift you. You know what I mean? I want that same. We should be going into
K3. A lot of people don't even know how to do that shit.
Yeah, I know.
Some people. The reason why I say things like this, that what I'm saying about maybe not cutting off, because like a lot,
that's probably the wrong terminology.
Yeah, definitely. But I know what you meant. I know what you meant. And even with that, you feel me? I say that to say, when I was doing my community events, right? A lot of people would be like, damn, Muda, like, I love what you're doing. I wish I could do this too. But because I can't, I just want to support what you got going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, it was deeper than that. It's like, damn, like, I got the ambition and I could do shit that some people wish they can do. And because they can't do it, they just gonna come on the side and support what I got going on. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So I say that with you, is like some people not even understanding how to uplift, none of that. But they see they need your guidance. Once you guide them, now it's good. Yeah. You feel me? Like, I don't need you to lead the boat, but I can guide you. Like, I don't need everybody, or maybe they only need a few people to lead and have community events. You feel me?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. See, and that's why I kind of pride you on what you have done thus far for the community. Like diving into it, you explained to me behind closed door. Yeah. Open my mind up to the deeper image behind, because you always say like, hey, I'll crash out on somebody in a quick minute. You feel me? If they playing with you. And I respect that part of it. You're not finna let nobody, the kinghood that you carry. You know what I mean? But you've taken that kinghood for yourself and you've taken it community style too as well, as far as paying tribute to where you're from. Like the other day when you were sitting up there explaining to me, you said how, you work with the mayor, right? You feel me? You work with the city. You trying to elevate the city, change the outskirt perspective on the city. And you have
the city
been
of San Bernardino,
the city of San Bernardino, to be exact. Shout out to the D. Hello. And you've been doing that. You feel me? And it's kind of like, even though when the messy mood and all that was coming out, even though some people may have a specific perspective, can they take away what you've done for the town?
Never.
Can they take away from what you're doing currently right now today?
No, nothing.
And can they take away from what you got planned?
That's kind of why when I say the crash out, I crash out quick, because like my jacket is clean. Yeah. You feel me? It's not even just clean. This motherfucker's a varsity jacket.
Come on, this motherfucker got patches and badges.
So there ain't nothing. You can't smut me. You can't run my name through the mud, because again, I got the resume and the patches to show you that I've been doing it and we're gonna continue to do it.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? Like, so I say when crashing out is because I've done did so much and put in so much work that if you got me fucked up, you got me fucked up.
Period, point blank.
You feel me? Like, at the end of the day, like, you feel me? Like, I can be Martin or I can be Malcolm. You pick that.
Yeah. You pick what you want to get from me.
You feel me? I could be Martin, Nipsey, or Malcolm.
Bingo.
Decide where, because we done worked out with some of my homies from where I'm from.
Yep.
And the whole demeanor, they still uplift, but it's a different type of vibe. Even the way we talk is a little bit different.
Yeah.
So I adapt to my homies.
Right.
Now, if we in a professional thing, or even on a podcast, it's a little bit different. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if niggas tripping, I'm tripping. So you can get whatever aspect.
And that's why I say, when you had mentioned like how am I gonna react to like the people saying, oh yeah, with this, that, and the third, it's like you could pick who you want to get. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I chose this person because I can go to sleep better at night as this motherfucker that's on his shit. You feel me? That's not out there splurging. Facts. You feel me? That's taking care of business. Yeah. I go to sleep better like this. Yeah. That ain't to say, that's why I say that he's tame. Yeah. But some motherfuckers out there need that. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Need that version. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm saying some of these loose lip broads need some of that too. You know what I'm saying? So it's all, you know what I'm saying? So a plethora of what do you want to get from me? You know what I'm saying? You gonna get what you looking for. Yeah. You feel me?
And if not, you gonna find it.
You gonna find it. You gonna find it somewhere.
Some way, somehow.
I ain't gonna give it to everybody, but motherfucker just asking for it, you can't. You know what I'm talking
about? So you mentioned, you know, let's you know, stray away from the spiritual positive shit really quick, because I am Messy Muda, right? And you brought up that name, Messy Muda, and anybody who knows where that name derived from, it came from, you know, my boy Duda. Shout out to my nigga Do the Damn Thing. You feel me? It was a king of the IE battle. You feel me? I was probably, if not the only person who's not an artist that got name dropped in the battle, right?
I remember that
from a person that's from the Dino, right?
Yep.
Again, it's all love. That's my boy, and I didn't take no offense from it or anything. You feel me? But I say that to say, because you brought up the name Messy Muda, why didn't we see a K3 jump into that eye? Because you've been a staple, you've been a known name. Shit, you was on MTV. Your name's been circling around the IE for, can I say a decade now? It's 2025. Yeah. At least a decade is 10 years. You've been around longer than 2015. Yeah. Right? Yeah, definitely. So let me just I'm gonna just say 10 years. Just to make it a decade, right?
Hell yeah.
You've been around for that long. You've made notable music. You've been like a face, social media wise. Your sound is particular to you. Yeah. You know, so was there a reason why we didn't see you jump into an IE battle? Is there a reason why we haven't really seen you do too many features with IE artists? Yeah. Is there a reason why, like, you don't even, like, you rep it, but you don't push the IE? Like, some artists push, like, I'm an IE artist. Right. And ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm just curious to know those three things from your perspective.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna start with the
King of the IE.
Yeah, King of the IE shit. Because I heard about it.
Okay, everybody heard about it. Especially if you was an artist.
Come on now. You feel me? Everybody was sitting over there jumping like they wanted to.
Yeah.
Do I get in the ring and do I make it happen? Yes. You feel me?
Because there's I have a laundry list of niggas in my phone that I asked the same exact question to.
Right. No, I'm not gonna lie. If I would have got in that motherfucker, it'd have been some shit. You feel me? The reason why I didn't, because this version of myself right now, I wanted to introduce that. You know what I mean? I knew I was still on my journey. Yeah. I knew that where I was at, I didn't want to necessarily be presenting. I took a whole year off posting. I haven't been on social media or none of that.
I know, I was just on your page.
Yeah, ain't nobody, I ain't been posting about nothing or that, because I felt like you can get a little confused on who you are being nonstop on social media. And I seen what was going on, and I loved the competition of what was happening. I fucked with that heavy. You feel me? I feel like we need more of it. I feel like we need a 2025 version right now today. You know what I'm saying?
Spark it off.
You see what I'm saying? But I'm sitting over there like, you feel me? I'm seeing what's going on. And like I said, I had a plethora of, you know what I'm saying, little material. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, okay, should I really hop on wax? But why would I, you know what I'm saying, hop on wax and just disappear if I'm not ready to really fully present myself as a whole? You know what I mean? That was one of the reasons why I didn't really, you know what I'm saying, participate in the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? I spent a little time out of state and stuff like that. I was out of state at the time. I would have pulled up to the podcast. I seen the podcast y'all was doing and all that. And them is all my niggas on there too. Like a lot of them, you feel me? I fuck with way beyond outside of the music. You feel me? Yeah. So it's kind of like I love the competition of what happened. And it's like, I feel like a lot of people was waiting on me to, you know what I'm saying, jump in, you know what I'm saying, and say, hey, well, where the fuck you been at? Well, what you got to say about that? Right? Because we all think we the best, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We all think
Who you think won that motherfucker then? Or how about this one? I'm not gonna even put you in that type of like tricky situation. I'm gonna let you finish your thoughts because I am curious to know why you don't have too many IE features, and then I'm gonna ask you the question that I have.
Okay. Who do I think won?
No, discard that question.
Okay.
I got a better question, but I am curious to know. How about this one? Is there a reason why you don't have too many IE features?
Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna say a reason necessarily because I do that a lot with artists. I'm gonna tell you the raw dog, you know what I'm saying? Real deal, holy feel. You know what I'm saying? A lot of artists I fuck with on a regular day basis, you feel me? I communicate with, you feel me, give kudos to for high records and all that. But, you know, like I say, I mix and master myself. And I've been moving to the beat of my own drums. So it's kind of like a lot of these features that haven't happened is more so like, you feel me? I don't know. It's just I'm not pressing the line on it. You feel me? If we get in the studio, we gonna do it natural and effortlessly. We not finna be, you feel me? I'm not finna go above and beyond for that because you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm the truth, you feel me? I feel like I'm the king of this shit, you feel me? At the end of the day. Like I'm gonna feel like that. Regardless, this shit is gonna happen. Us getting on wax with each other is just a plus, you feel me? And that's for every single person. You know what I'm saying? One of those artists that participated in that, all that. No, not to take anything away from anybody.
I'm just trying to get your reasoning behind it.
Because I mean, from pretty much everybody on there, you feel me? It's always been a time where a nigga done been like, all right, come on, let's put something together, and it just never manifested. No specific person or either. It just really, literally, just never happened. Either you feel me? It's been records sent off, records ain't been sent back. You feel me? On both sides. On both sides.
Oh, so okay. So we know on at least on your end, at least moving forward, you've already said this year is going to be not only transparency, not only spiritual journeys and uplifting, but you pushing more content and more music. So maybe we might see a feature, right? But my question now as a follow up is, if you could pick 3 to 5 artists in the IE only, you know. Let me say this because y'all probably always wonder, like, I represent the IE. I know that we on the Ox Connect pod and we, you know, Ox Connect platform, and we rock with the whole West Coast.
Motherfucker.
You know, we rock with the whole West Coast artistry and all the artists and rappers from the West Coast. But like DJ Muda, I'm an Inland Empire ambassador.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, so I'm gonna always speak on the IE first before I transition to any other areas in California, right?
Right.
So I just want to get that out there for people who probably are new to it or just don't understand why I always advocate for the Inland Empire, just because the love I have for the IE. And I feel like we finally getting the light that we deserve. But anyway, with all that being said, 3 to 5 features, if you can get them, you know they're going to be lit from IE artists, who would they be?
Man, 3 to 5?
3 to 5. I gave you a good option. So, because typically I say 5 people be saying that's a lot. So 3, but some people like 5. So I'm gonna say 3 to 5 artists in the IE that you would want a feature from.
Damn, that's a good one.
That will correlate and align with the K3 sound to make a dope record.
Damn, that's a good one right there. Damn, 3 to 5.
Yeah.
Shit. Let me see.
No order. It don't gotta be no order. It don't have to be any particular order, but I am curious to know.
Well, I have worked with some artists in the IE too as well.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the ones you. And if those are your ideal features, cool. So basically, this is a 2-in-1 question because I'm basically asking you who you think is the hottest niggas in the IE outside of K3.
Okay.
So that's because obviously you're gonna only get the hottest people as a feature. So that's why I say it's like a 2-in-1.
I think it's a lot of the motherfuckers that, to be honest with you, that participate and actually, and that's why I kind of have regrets for not getting into it because I felt like I would have steamed that motherfucker up just a little bit more than it was popping. It would have lasted a little bit longer as far as that's concerned. But the individuals that was participating, I think it was Duda, LA Deuce,
Radio Bass, Radio, J Luck.
I like Luck shit. He had on there. Gutter Mac, I fuck with Gutter Mac like a motherfucker.
And that might have been
That's my boy.
That might have been it. I think that might have been it.
I think Young Note.
Young Note hard.
Him too. So like, I'm not gonna lie, during that time when that shit was going on, you feel me? I had some shit ready.
Yeah.
I had some shit ready. But
they don't even have to be because like you gotta understand too, like the IE battle was almost a year ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And even within those 365 days since the day that the battle ended, it's been a lot of dope artists that been pushing the IE.
Since then too.
Not even came out, but like or maybe came out of the woodwork, because obviously a lot of niggas been making music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, so if you choose them, that's fine. But I also know that there's a lot of artists.
Name some, because I don't be on it. You feel me? I gotta get back on it.
So you don't have none then?
Yeah.
Because they're your personal preference, not mine. You get what I'm saying? Like there's a list of artists that, I mean, shit.
I don't know. Tap in, man. Let me check your shit out. You
as of right now,
because I don't got none right now.
You don't have any?
Feel like you feel me as far as right now.
Are you kind of like out of the IE music loop a little bit?
I'm out of everything that everybody else doing as a whole.
Okay, so you just out of the loop. Period.
Yeah, as a whole, you feel me? I'm not looking at nobody pages about what's going on. I'll catch wind about shit that's going on, but I pretty much
I believe we talked about this yesterday too, and I'm like, you need
to get up on that. So that's pretty much where I'm at with it right now. Like, you feel me? They got to get out there and put his ear to the shit that's been going on.
So it's really a reinsurgence of K3. This is a whole new everything.
Yeah, check out and check in.
Officially
a check out.
No, officially check in, because you already checked out.
Yeah,
so you're officially on Muda's Connected podcast is checking in. Like K3 for the record is back.
Yeah, I'm in the game.
Back.
I'm in the game
for a while now.
Yeah, for sure. Got a whole plethora of
projects. Because now I know for a fact, at least with your journey, you might have another hiatus, but we know it won't be like a jail time hiatus. You know, a lot of niggas so because I'm sure that's probably never happening for you no more, unless it's something that has to happen. Obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every man and woman has things that was gonna put them in jail if something happens. You know what I'm saying? There's things that in your life, if it happens, I'm going to jail, right? Yeah. So, but I'm not speaking on those things. I'm speaking on just, you was going to jail. You feel me? So I don't think that's gonna happen anymore. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that I say all that to say hopefully like now we getting the consecutive and consistent K3.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the only thing that was stopping the consistency was you going to jail.
Yeah, me going to jail. You feel me? Yeah, pretty much. Fucking around.
Putting
myself in a position to where I got to sacrifice time and freedom. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because that's going to always set an artist back. A lot of artists blew up, you feel me, when they go to jail. But then when you sitting in that motherfucker for a long period of time and you can't really put out the projects and the music and the creativity the way you would like to put it out there, you feel me? Because you're confined in that space. You feel me? You pretty much, you stuck with the, you know what I'm saying, the plate that you have right there at that moment. So
I agree.
It's like, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, that's been something I've been battling, overcoming it on the outs, like as far as probation and everything is concerned, take care of my daughter, all that shit. I was finding a way to basically balance out all of those, you feel me, as well as the career. So, you know what I'm saying, now that I'm in a position that I'm in right now today, more sound, more balance, you feel me?
I love that. More sound, more balance. Balance is the number one thing. Alignment, I think you're on the path of the alignment already, spiritually, mentally, physically, financially. All that's gonna come, gradually, right? But I love the spiritual journey. I love what you got going on. Like I said, I tell you all the time, I'm proud of what you're doing. Keep it going. You feel me? You not only paving the way for like your daughter, but like just other people, because you have a lot of fans who like just love the wild shit. Yeah. But are also influenced by anything, right? And not in a bad way, but influence. So when they see the new you, they like, oh, okay, this is what we on? Bet this is what we on. Yeah. It be that simple for some people. Yeah. You feel me? Like the people I fuck with, this is what they on, I'm on it too. That's it.
Bingo.
That's it. Nigga, you in the gym every day? I'm in the gym every day.
I'm in the gym every day.
It's some people just like that, bro.
We not eating after 5? We're not eating after 5.
That's what it is.
I'm in the car with you. You feel me?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got people like that who's gonna be like, that's what we on? That's what we on.
Yeah.
There's some people you're gonna have to walk them through it. Take them to the water, put their head in the water, drink this.
Yeah,
now
down there.
But then there's some people where you like, nah, it's the water down there. And they go like, oh, that's where it's at? All right, bet, that's where I'm going.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, this a lead by example type of path that I'm on, you feel me? Like I said, anybody that want to do, you know what I'm saying? You do what you do, and more power to you.
Yeah, I ain't knocking.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking nobody that's on that type of time, you feel me? Stay on yours, you know what I'm saying? But if I would want something for you, I would want you to get your health and your wealth together. You feel me? Get your bag right. Keep your health right.
So before we get up out of here, let them kind of know, like you saying, get your mind right, get your bag right. Like for beginners. I wouldn't say I'm a beginner. I kind of been on this journey of spirituality. Yeah. And just being focused and meditating and fasting and all that. I kind of been on that, right?
Hell yeah.
You kind of new to it, right? So kind of help and walk the beginners through of how to start, why to start, what to consume, what not to consume, and how they are going to start moving and feeling just from 3 to 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, bingo. Okay, if I would have to say the first step somebody will have to take is for first and foremost to get yourself right with God. You feel me? Get a connection with a higher power. I don't care who you give the higher power to, as long as it's something that's gonna elevate you. You know what I'm saying? Get aligned with your spiritual psyche first and foremost. Start changing some of the negative routines you got in your life. What's negative routines you do in the morning? First thing you should do when you wake up in the morning should not be go check your Instagram DMs or messages and look at somebody else's story. You see somebody on your fucking Instagram with 300,000 on their fucking shoulder and they stunt talking about get your bag right and do this and the third. It's gonna be in your head. You're gonna be like, I'm not doing enough. Why I'm not waking up like that? But the whole time you don't know what that motherfucker had to do in order to get to that destination to be able to do that. And what's the intention behind them? You feel me? Posting that amount of money. They probably really had to make sacrifices in their life. They probably really had to start from the ground up from $1 in order to make it to that.
And I love that you saying it like that because the average person be like, nigga, that's probably not even their money or them niggas flexing. But you basically saying it is probably their money and they probably earned it. But
Facts.
You don't know what they did to get it.
Facts.
I love that perspective.
Hell yeah.
Because most person, the average, not gonna say, other people will just hate off the rip. Like, you looking at the nigga, that's probably not even his bread. He flexing for Instagram.
You see what I'm saying?
You looking at it like he probably is flexing and it's probably his money. But you don't know how he got it.
Yeah, he's flexing for a different reason. Anybody that look at any motivational speakers or entrepreneurs, millionaires that make millionaires, if you research any videos like Myron Golden or, you feel me, just a plethora of people that's entrepreneurs that teach people the methods of receiving abundance and keeping abundance. They'll tell you that I'm not trying to glorify these fly ass cars. I'm not trying to glorify these chains. I'm not trying to glorify these bags. But I'm doing this to show you that these things are obtainable. They're materialistic in their physical, you know what I'm saying? Possessions. You know, that's all it is.
And I love that, right? Not to cut you off and you can continue. But that's why, you know, I work with a lot of kids. I DJ for them. Sometimes they bring me for career day. You know, sometimes I'm speaking to them motivation or whatever. Anytime I'm pulling up to a school, I'm having chains. I might even put on my other chains. I might pull my vet out. I might bring the slingshot out. And I say this all the time on my podcast because, again, I don't glorify it, but I want the kids to be focused on it.
Yeah.
Because, like, typically, when we had career day people and they came, first thing you're going to say, what kind of car you drive? A Toyota Camry? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Versus a nigga walking there with chains, like, oh, you drive a vet? Oh, now I'm locked in.
Yeah.
Now I can tell them, nigga, go do your homework, listen to your parents. They're going to lock in because now I have the things that are obtainable. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely. The things that they think in their mind are not obtainable.
Exactly.
You're changing the perspective. Like, look, it's right here with you physically in person.
Right.
You're not getting, you getting that because it make you feel good to drive it. Not only that, but it's to put a staple in the community, especially where we come from, where this is not something that's seen on a regular day basis.
For people our age. And I'm older than you. And it's still like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely agree with that. But I definitely want you to continue what you were saying because I feel like people are really locked in.
Yeah. So in the beginning, you know what I mean? Like I said, I don't be on my phone for hours throughout. I try not to. Sometimes I have to if it's business. It has something to do with business. Of course, I gotta get on my phone. But I start off the day by being appreciative, waking up, like I said, praying, getting my psyche right. You know what I'm saying? Actually taking the time out to love myself. You feel me? Hydrating all the way through. A lot of niggas is getting up and they not brushing their grill. You feel me? When they leave outside the house, and that's some real shit. Yeah. I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but niggas and bitches breath be caked. You know what I'm saying? Stinking. You feel me? On a regular day basis, leaving out the house. Yeah. Face crusty than a motherfucker. Hair not done. Hair ain't been cut for weeks on weeks. I understand every time a nigga get in a struggle, but you could tell a motherfucker that's not loving themselves, not taking the time out to, you feel me?
That self-care shit is important.
That self-care shit. I wasn't doing that. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie, I was one of them people to where I was already cared for. You feel me? That bag took care of me. You feel me? But that money wasn't nothing that, you know what I'm saying, could really love me the way I could really love myself. That didn't cost $1. You know what I'm saying? For me to do. So, you know, you could start off by doing that. Eliminate all vices, you feel me, out your life. You feel me? You got vices going on. Eliminate those vices. Your vices don't just gotta be drugs and alcohol. It could be gambling. You feel me? You got vices. You can have vices with coochie. You feel me? You swapping energy with these bitches way too much. You feel me? You can have a sex addiction. You got there's all type of different vices that you could be having in your life.
Correct.
That could be stripping you of your energy, sucking the energy out of you. You know what I'm saying?
Deep.
Where you could be putting that energy into something that's gonna benefit you in the long run. So, you know, start off by pay attention to what you do on a regular day basis, and you'll see, oh, okay, I'm doing that. You know, that's taken away. I could have been spending my time doing this. And you're going to see it. You're not going to see it overnight. I look at it like this. You feel me? it's kind of like planting a seed, right? Waiting for a tree to harvest. When you plant that seed and it goes under the ground, can't nobody see that seed
at all.
At all. It's under the ground. You know where it's at. You can put a little flag right there in the dirt and see right where it's at. Plant that seed, boom. But you gotta come and water that motherfucker every day. It's your job to water it and let it get the sunlight it needs. Pretty soon, you feel me? Months on later down the line, you got a whole harvest of tomatoes, fruit, whatever it is, whatever it is that you planted. So it's sticking to it and understanding that it's there. You feel me? And that you're gonna see it in due time. A lot of people can't stick it all the way through. They get in the gym for a day or two, and they think that they finna have an 8-pack. You feel me? Leaving out of that motherfucker and be the world's strongest man.
Yeah.
No, them motherfuckers been in there for time and been committed.
Yeah.
So commit to what you want to. You feel me? Because the results is gonna show. You commit to your demise. You commit to your self-preservation.
Right.
It's up to you. You feel me?
I appreciate you, bro. I love the journey that you on. I love what you got going on. I'm bringing you back because we're gonna talk about some other things, you know, lifestyles. And now I'm not talking about this lifestyle. I'm talking about like career choices, lifestyles. You know, things that you know the things that What you got a pee hat on?
Yeah.
So it'll be something like that. You know, I'll bring you back on. We'll talk about some things like that.
We're gonna get into depth.
Yeah. Because I got a lot of questions about that too. But I feel like I want to keep this one more like spiritual music type of vibe. Next one we'll have a few other workers as well that partake in that type of work.
We're gonna dive.
We'll dive into that. You know what I'm saying?
Because there's more to it. You know what I'm saying?
But there's more to it. Yeah, definitely. But in the meantime, in between time, you feel me? I definitely love what you're doing. Love the journey. I hope that and pray. Obviously, I'm around you, so I will help. But I hope that you stay, you know, on a straight and narrow. Obviously, motherfuckers gonna slip up. Motherfuckers gonna backslide a little bit, but that's part of the journey.
That's part of the journey.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so don't, you know what I'm saying? Y'all may see me, I'm saying, I ain't gonna say I'm perfect. I keep on implementing that.
Yeah.
And nigga not perfect. I'm not saying nigga ain't never ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gonna do the Dougie. But what I'm saying right now, where I'm at with it, it's been
ain't no Dougieing going on right now.
Ain't no Dougieing going on
Yeah.
I gotta get there first.
Yeah, I gotta get there.
Ain't nothing to celebrate.
Yeah.
You feel me? What am I celebrating?
I love that because I see people on vacations and on the beach with their feet kicked up. I'm like, but your shit, you don't even got your what you vacating for? What you celebrating? What's
living
the celebration?
above your means for the media, man.
Yeah,
that's why I spent the whole year off this motherfucker.
Yeah.
But we back and we better than ever before.
So you dropping soon.
Yeah.
This is dropping immediately.
Bingo.
And you know, the vlogs, the different things that you like we've talked about should be dropping. You feel me? I feel like people need to see the lifestyle change in 4K though, not just hearing it. You know what I'm saying? So like vlogging a little bit what you got going on, you know. But let them know there's still K3 for the record though.
Yeah, that part.
You know, it's still K3. It's just a fine tune. You didn't went to the shop, got a tune up. You know what I'm saying? Put some new oil in you. You know, freshened up a little bit. But it's the same model.
Same tune up. Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Just a better Benz.
Hello, that part.
That's a better.
You feel me, my boy K3 for the record. I appreciate you rocking with me.
I
coming
appreciate
through.
You having me, brother.
You already know. We definitely gonna create some more content and do some more things, like I said. And we're gonna dive into some other shit when the next time I see you. You know what I'm saying?
You know we still got to making moves with Muda after dark.
Yeah. Stay
where tuned for that.
That's where
you want to put that out there.
Yeah, that's where it's going. You know, that's gonna drop soon too. You feel
y'all
me?
Want to hear the stories, man? Y'all want to hear about talking about?
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Hey
man.
now, say now, man.
Segment coming soon.
I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment on my shit, follow me. Support what DJ Muda doing, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, making moves with Muda. Shout out to Muda, man.
Shout out,
like a motherfucker, man.
The Connected Podcast, my boy K3 for the record, in the building. Powered by the Ox.
Powered by the Ox, baby.
You know what I'm saying? We in the building. I appreciate y'all. Till next time. And y'all gonna see more of me. Like I said, I've been on a little hiatus with the content and the interviews and shit. Just cause life be lifing. And when I say life be lifing, it don't even be bad things.
Yeah.
Nigga be booked, I be in the gym, I be getting money. So like sometimes when I say life is lifing, it could be because my life is good. Yeah,
but y'all stay tuned with this. Yeah. And y'all give it up to us, you know what I'm talking about? For coming here and giving y'all a fill-in and a check-in. Yeah. That's gonna motivate us to get back in here. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm already motivated, bro. Content all through the summer. Yeah. More interviews. If there's anybody you want me to interview, hit the comments with it, and I got y'all. You know
Let us know what y'all want to see, man. It's coming.
That part. My boy, appreciate you. All love, y'all.